to Jeremy's Detour. Today we're going to discuss bell peppers. I figured I'm going to start doing these like 5-minute or less videos for you that are just going to be quick, simple tips to help you get better in the kitchen. There's two genders in bell peppers, as there is in most plants. There is the male and there is the female. The difference between the two is based on the bottom, unless you want to cut it open, and then you can tell from the seeds as well. But the easiest way, the female has 4 bumps on the bottom and the male has 3 bumps on the bottom. The male is best for cooking. It is a little bit tougher. The female is going to be sweeter, and that one is going to be best for cutting and eating raw. On the inside, you'll find the female, as you might assume, has more seeds than the male does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut each of these peppers for you and just show you the quickest way that I cut the pepper. The simplest way is to go down the sides. The center of the pepper, where it has like the seed sac in the center of it, that is referenced as the placenta. So I just cut right alongside the placenta and go straight from the top to the bottom, avoiding all the seeds in the center. Now, if you remember, 3 bumps is male, so this one is a male pepper. The inside of this doesn't have a whole lot of seeds. I'm going to skip ahead and cut this female just so that we can compare the anatomy of the inside. As you can tell, the female pepper has way more seeds than the male pepper does. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what you're going to be doing with the peppers. But anyway, go ahead and we'll continue with the female because it sits better. You can just go ahead and cut straight down the sides of that pepper along the placenta, keeping the whole entire seed sac and placenta intact entirely. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the placenta does connect to the outside of the pepper as well, and I can't remember the exact terminology for this white section, but that part is part of it. So when you're cutting almost the shape of the pepper, but on the innermost side of it. And then that all stays together, and you can just toss that out, or you can choose to cut bits and pieces out of it if you want to. If you're super picky, you can go ahead and just cut this section right out. Super quick and super simple. We'll just get all those little spots out. Now, the next part is cutting your pepper into what you want it. Most people do 2 things with peppers. You either julienne them or you dice them. Julienne just simply means thinly sliced, and diced, if you don't know what diced is, then go back to kindergarten. So we're going to go ahead and julienne the pepper to start because that's going to be the easiest way to go ahead and do both parts that you want. With the pepper, you have skin side and you have the inside of the skin. You always want to cut skin side down because your knife can slip along the skin side, but it stays along the other side. And that's going to be the safest way for you to cut. So, fingers curved in as always, go ahead and just cut straight down on that pepper. And they don't have to be perfect cuts. I don't care about perfect cuts. I don't work in restaurants anymore, so no one's telling me to make it perfect. Go ahead and cut those down and you have yourself some julienne peppers, and you can go ahead and saute those. You can I don't even care. You can roast them, broil them, whatever you want to do with them. You can even bake them if you please. Take those julienne if you want dice instead, keep them together, and just go ahead and cut your dice. Now, the size of the dice will determine the amount of time that it's going to take to cook that pepper. So that's how you will determine how big you want them, or you can determine it by how much pepper you want in your mouth at the same time. Whichever works for you. So go ahead and dice them if you want. Julienne them if you don't, or you can go ahead and leave the whole thing intact if you're one of those people and just take a bite out of it. You can do whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. You're in control. So, recap quickly. Male, female, male, female. You can do it however you want to, but I prefer to eat the females and cook the males. That sounds really bad. Go ahead and subscribe down below. Comment if you have any questions. Give this a little like if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, I will see you next week with another episode. Bye. I took a bite out of the male. It's way less sweet. Female. That combo. I have male on the right and female on the left. I usually don't do both at the same time. But, whatever floats your boat. Doesn't matter. Thanks to everybody.